Hi, this is a single take second channel video. We're going to have a look at the new Rigol 7000 series scope. This is the 7054 model that Rigol have sent me via Emona. It's just been released. I think you can just buy it like a couple of days ago or something like that. So I thought I'd do one of these unboxing and first impression videos. This is not going to be a review video, so if you expect a polished review video, just don't watch this. Please, no complaints. It's single take, no preparation, no editing. I know nothing about this scope, really. I'm just going to give you my first impression of it, power it up, and see what happens. Anyway, let's get into it. It comes in your standard big ass foam packaging. It comes in a really big box, and so let's get rid of all this. And sorry if the audio isn't that terrific. So, oh, sexy. Smell it. Oh, wow, look at that. Woo! That is one big ass scope. That's probably the biggest scope I've got here in the lab. I might do a bit of a size comparison. Oh, hello. We've got ourselves a front panel. I assume that comes with it. Look at the wankery on that. Oh, yeah. And we've got ourselves 4 probes. By the way, this is, I believe, starting price is $2,700 US. It's a 4-channel scope, 4 channels only. Goes up to 500 meg via software options. So this is like designed to compete with the Keysight 3000 series, the Tektronix MDO, and ones like that. So anyway, we've got 4 500 meg passive probes, the RP3500As. I haven't seen those before. 13 puff nominal times 10 capacitance. So, yeah, it's not exactly going to set the world on fire, but you don't expect that. So, got a power cord. Oh, it's an Aussie one. You ripper. Got a USB cable. Certified. What is certified? Let's have a look. It is manufacturer quality certificate, blah, blah, blah. It's all in Chinese, is it? What's that? Date of purchase, blah. Do they give you like a sticker to put on it? They don't even give you a sticker to put on it. Packing list. 4-channel, 500 meg scope. That's it. So there's no certificate of calibration. There you go. There's your calibration certificate if your quality system accepts the manufacturer's calibrations. A lot of companies don't. They'll force you to send it out straight away. You buy the thing, and you can't bloody well use it. Very common in big companies. Anyway, let's go. Oh, look at this. it's an MSO. It's a mixed signal scope. And by the way, we did get this, which I assume is the digital probes for it. So yeah, you don't get the digital stuff. I believe it's optional extra for the base model unit. It starts at $2,700. So, oh, look at that. That's nice for your easy hooks. Grabber clips, excellent. 16 channel jobs. We've got our pins, and here's our digitally probes. Oh yeah, look at that. The RPL 23L2316. That looks pretty jazzy, doesn't it? Does that come off? Yep, that comes off. Okay, so you can actually plug that. Why have they got an extender? Logic probe adapter. What? What does it adapt? I don't get it. I don't like logic probe adapter. Okay. Not quite sure I understand that. Anyway, there we go. This, of course, uses the new, the Phoenix chipset. Rigol have rolled their own custom ASIC for this thing. So, absolutely fantastic. Where are the flippy feet? Where are the flippy feet? Oh, they're at the back. Let's have a look at the back. There we go. So you flip those out like that. Doesn't tilt back very far, but good enough for Australia. No worries. No, I'm not shooting this in 4K. The file size is too big for one of these one-offs. Couldn't be bothered. 500 meg, 10 gig samples per second. Nice. So that beats the pants off well, at least the two major competition, the Keysight and the Tech. So, yeah, 10 gig samples per second. I assume that's not across all channels. I assume once you turn it on, it's going to go down. But anyway, I've got nice protection on there. We've got our times, our auto. Oh, geez, can't get those off. Wow. Oh, I can't get the condoms off. This is, this is ridiculous. Yeah, there we go. I think I got the knack of it now. There we go. So, nice times 10 auto probe interfaces. I assume that they've got like other, you know, you could put in like active probes and stuff like that. Once again, I have not done any research on this. I don't know anything at all. So there's our 50 ohms, less than 5 volts RMS. That's our test points, and it's got a 2-channel SIG-Gen on it. I assume that the SIG-Gen is standard. Hang on, I do have a thing. Let me... SIG-Gen. Waveform capture, it doesn't tell me. I don't know. No idea. Is the SIG-Gen included? Bloody well wanna be these days. 3 USBs. That's interesting. Wow. So the good thing about having them on the front is that not only can you access your memory key easily, but you know, you can plug in demo boards and stuff like that. So anyway, that looks quite nice. We've got our individual controls here, matching color codes. Nice. Default G1, G2. What's G1 and G2? Oh, generator 1, generator 2. Okay, that makes sense. No worries. They're all pushable. Don't know, like they've got blue. Like, have a look at the blue. Like, they all have blue on them. Like, it's all like as if it matches that. Like, like these colors match, but then they've got the blue indents around there. I don't know if I like that. It's a bit, it's just blue on all of them. I don't know who they hired to do their front panel. And look, like there's just little sort of like blue shadowy things around here, and it's kind of, I don't know. It's just, it's a little bit disturbing and Hello Kitty toy-like, for want of a better term. So, not that impressed at all. Anyway, ooh, look, molded oscilloscope, as if we didn't know it's a oscilloscope. Anyway, carry handle on the top, looks pretty decent. You can push the buttons without the damn thing falling over, so that's pretty good. No worries there at all. And in terms of size, what do we got? Sort of like a Keysight 1000 series. Look at that. And which is of course similar size to your Rigol. I get the biggest scope I've got here, which would be the Tech 3000 series. Let me tell you, it's a little bit, it's taller than the 3000 series. It's hard to tell. Sorry, yeah, it's taller than the 3000 series, about the same depth, about the same width. There you go, but it does have a bigger screen. I believe it's 10 point something inches, and the more inches the better, and it is all touchy-feely. What do we got on the back? Got Kensington lock. We've got our, oh, there we go, made in China, hazardous voltages inside, Rigol Tech, blah, 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 blah. Oh, look at the, there's like a mesh in there. Don't know if you can see that. There's like a mesh in there, but don't know if it's actually blocked up. But there's a big vent there. We've got LXI, Ethernet standard, USB host, and HDMI output. Nice. Wow, I don't think any of the other scopes I got here are, no, that's the first one I got with the HDMI output. Very nice. Just hook up to external monitor. External trigger and trigger out. Fantastic. Presumably we can get the waveform update rate out of, oh God, I keep reaching there for the feet. That's not uncommon. Just put them down, yeah. Not impressed by that. Anyway, let's power the baby up, huh? Here we go. It's gonna have that soft button rubbish. Here we go, first turn on. Start my stopwatch. Twiddle your thumbs. Rigol. That screen looks crisp. Really does. Bar graph. It's 15 seconds already. Come on. Jeez. It's going to be a slow boot. You're not going to want this if you are always moving your scope around and you want to boot it up quickly. Wow, no, this is like, you know, when you get a high-end scope like this, it's your big main one. You know, a lot of people will have like a smaller, just, you know, simpler scope just for like moving around the bench and stuff like that, doing basic stuff. But this is your big daddy. It's got up to 500 meg of memory. That's like 500 meg bandwidth, 10 gig samples per second, up to 500 meg. I believe it comes standard with 100 meg. Don't quote me on that. That's a minute. That's a minute. Over a minute. Gotta be kidding me. Thumbs down. That's ridiculous. Wow. We're a minute 10. We're in. Took a minute and 10 seconds to boot up. That is absolutely hopeless. Anyway, the screen doesn't appear super bright. Not sure what the deal is. Anyway, angle like that. The high angle's good. Let's try the low angle. Oh, yeah, your graticule. That's not the camera. I'm having a hard time seeing the graticule. Can still read the text here. Still see the traces. It's not too bad. That's at a slight angle. Sorry about the lights. Not much I can do about that. Bloody feet keep flipping back if I... Anyway, it's probably not the world's best angled LCD or the brightest, but it's supposed to be touchy-feely. There you go. Firmware and the build and all that sort of jazz. Serial number, firmware, hardware version 1.02, etc., etc. Boot. Oh, that's the bootloader version, is it? I assume. Option list. What have I got on this baby? Okay, there's a 250 meg deep memory option. There's a 5RL. There's a computer serial triggering option. Which is RS-232 and UART. That's ridiculous. That RS2, that like UART and I2C SPI and LIN, they're all separate. That is just gouging. Just give us give them all in one. Okay, maybe CAN and LIN are, because they're auto type things. Less people use those, but like, come on. Just the UART option on its own, that's ridiculous. God, just bundle it together. FlexRay serial triggering, or audio serial triggering, that's the I2S. Man, unbelievable. Anyway, 1553, dual waveform gen, so it looks like, yeah, it's not standard. It looks like you've got to buy the arbitrary waveform option in integrated power analysis. Well, I assume I don't have a license for that. And they didn't give me the full memory. So it looks like I'm going to have the 1 meg points. 100 meg points, presumably, but that is massive. It is absolutely massive. And of course, I expect that to drop with the options on here. Look, even though I haven't turned on digital, they've automatically populated the screen with the digital stuff down there. So all my... anyway, let's bugger that off. Can we get rid of that? Touchy-feely stuff. Go down here, 100 milli... okay, yeah. All right. It's not too bad, I guess. Yep. Goes down to 1 millivolt per division, I believe. There we go. Is it true 1 millivolt per division? I don't know. Single shot. Capture that. Can we force it? Hang on. Run. Stop. I don't know. What do you think? Where's the horizontal? There it is. No, I think that's doubled. I think that 1 millivolt range is doubled. I'd have to do... I don't think it's a true 1 millivolt range. They might be software doubling that. We'll see. Anyway, to get the 500 meg bandwidth, they may not be able to go that low. But that remains to be seen. So you got that. What do we got down here is a quick thing. Okay, quick thing. We've got histograms, cursors, counters, DVM. It looks like they're all like standard. Your DVM and your counters, your mask testing, pass, fail. Record. You can screen capture. Really? You can do video capture. Playing. No, sorry, that I got all excited being the video blogger that I am. Sorry. No, it's not. It's a very reflective screen. You're obviously seeing that there, but I see that too. It is quite a reflective screen. A little bit distracting. It's not something that would be good for my video, for example. You can just restart the scope. It's got that many software problems that you need to restart it. Serial decoding, FFT, power analysis. Okay, so they're just all your direct applications. I don't mind that. It's all right if they want to have an applications option. Signal generator. The lights on here, don't like them. They're not solid. They're a bit dicky. That probably show up on camera, but like you can barely see that's on, and they just don't light up evenly. I'm not a fan of that. Really pretty. How you doing? Anyway, right, signal gen. All right, well, I turned on my signal gen. Okay, here we go. What do we got? Let me go around the other side. We got sine. Oh, nice. Nice, full ARB capability. Sine square, ramp, pulse, DC noise, sine C, exponential rise, ECG. Oh, Lorentz have a sine, and ARB. So it's got, you know, a decent range of standard ones. Frequency, okay, you can change that. Okay. How do you change your frequency? How do you, select it. Then, like that's that. Do we push it? There we go. Velocity control. Yeah, that's all right. I don't mind that. 25 meg max. Amplitude. 20 millivolts. Whoa. I heard a relay going dit 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 dit. 5 volts maximum. That'll be RMS. Start phase and line phase settings. Type. None. Oh, modulation, sweep, and burst. Very nice. So we can do our amplitude modulation and stuff. Excellent. Well, let's do that actually, shall we? Let's do our amplitude modulation with 1 kilohertz, AM depth 100%. Yep, let's do that. So how do we go back? We go back, sine. Let's do our, takes some getting used to. Can we see? Because you can't, it's not as good as the Keysight one, but certainly not the worst. Oh, 1.3 hertz. Come on. Give me a megahertz, because there's no keypad on this thing. Or can we call up a keypad? Yay, there we go. Nice. 1 megahertz. Ah, that's nice. Don't mind that. Oh. Silly me. Okay. That's actually quite nice. Yeah, I like that. That works nicely. All right. Amplitude, I don't care. And let's run it. And right. Here's B and C, don't I? Got one here somewhere. Sorry if I'm not doing this in order. I have absolutely no plan for this video. Literally is just me dicking around. Oh, yeah. All right, come on. Signal Gen 1. Whoa. Whoa, this is heavy. There we go. All right. Let's bugger these off. And let's go. It's supposed to have 600,000 waveform updates per second, I believe. Can we get rid of the menu? Nice. And we've got 2, 4, 5. We've got 10 divisions total across. They're not square divisions. I don't like that. I don't like not having square divisions. Give me my square divisions, please. Yeah, they're rectangles. Don't like it. Anyway, 8 high by 10. Nah, fail. Anyway, let's go right down. That's our modulation. That looks good. That looks quite good. And I didn't even have to adjust the level. Auto level. Usually a lot of scopes muck up on this. There we go. It's sort of, yeah. A lot of scopes, you have to really tweak the signal level, the trigger level, sorry, to get that stable. But this one just handles it like it's nothing. That's probably the best handling one I've seen. Anyway, Rigol do really good persistence, you know, analog like in intensity graded. That's the term I'm after. Intensity graded display. Right, where's my, where is my, well, I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. Where is my intensity control? Position, setup. Okay, I'm dumb. No, that's your position for your references. Probably going to have to, there we go, push, that was obvious. And it goes right down like that. That's all right. Now, what's our memory set to? We've got 5 gig samples per second, 25 meg points. Show you the buttons I'm pushing. If we go to the acquire menu, acquire normal, time-based mode, of course, we've got our roll. We'll see if it auto rolls, if I remember. Normal, average, and peakity peak. And memory depth, auto memory depth, there you go, 100 meg. So we go to full 100 meg. Does that make it? Yeah, changes it. So the auto was obviously going to a lot less of that. I mean, if we go down to 1K, it's going to be bloop. It's just not going to do it. 100K, yeah, there we go. It's really dying. Oh, we can probably get that to trigger. Maybe. It's going to be trickier. Nah. Just don't have enough depth. A meg. There we go. Meg's all right. But we're going to get some hunting on that. Yeah, it doesn't like that. So, looks like we need at least 10 meg to get all that beautiful nut dicking around. So, the reason it's so good at triggering is because the memory is so damn deep. Anyway, there's our 100 meg memory. All right, let's turn on the second channel. I expect the sample rate to halve and the memory depth to halve. Yep, there you go, both of them halved. All right, but if I choose channel 3, it shouldn't, because assuming that they got one chipset per 2 channels, yep, there you go. So inside they must have one chipset per channel on there. So, neat. Anyway, that's at 50 meg memory. And let's look at the vertical. It's not the fastest thing in town, but, and it goes back to the center. And then we can use our position control. No wuckers. Go in there. We'll stop it. Look at that 50 meg of memory. Wow. That's impressive. Anyway, I don't mind the persistence display. Okay, that doesn't update in stop mode. Trap for young players there. There you go. Well, you wouldn't expect it to, would you? No. Anyway, 1%. That is not the 1% on other Rigol scopes. I think it's like much lower than that, like it goes almost black inside. So this one seems to be a bit different. Anyway, Rigol do the persistence display really quite nicely. So happy with that. All right, what else have we got? We've determined that we've got one chipset serving both channels, that it halves the sample rate and the memory. So obviously if we turn on 4, it won't do that. No, it just halves, so that's all right. No worries. All right, what else have we got? We got storage, save images and all that sort of jazz. Yeah, PNG by default. Nice. I assume that it will just... actually, we'll try that. Hang on. Let's plug in a USB stick. See if auto detects. Nothing on the screen. Save image. Hang on. Oh, look at that. We can get rid of the menu, but leave the thing up here. Local disk. It hasn't detected my USB stick. Why not? Why? Like, anyway, does it have a quick print button? Touch lock. Okay, so you can bugger off your touch screen. So if you put touch lock on, you can't, you can poke at your screen like I do and not have to worry about it. Nice. All right, what do we got? In terms of control group navigation here, I mean, we've got our trigger level. They're all, you know, they're all grouped together. That's all right. No wuckers. Noise rejection. Oh, mode. Hello? Mode? Oh, mode just, okay. Just goes through auto, single, normal. I'm not sure why you would bother dedicating a mode button to that when, well, you can go into normal mode, but you've got run, stop, and you've got single up here, so, yeah, you know. Anyway, we can force our trigger, which is nice. We can set our trigger level to 50%, so if we're dicking around like this and we go, oh, I want a trigger, just boom, yeah, it goes to the center, no worries. Bugger that off. All right, so there's no button to quick print. Screenshot. Oh, app. That's our waveform recording. No, there's no even quick, no, but we can probably assign the quick button to do that, I'm sure. Yeah, oh, operation disabled. Oh no, there you go, it saved it. By default, nice. By default, the quick button is already set up there for that, but it has not detected my USB stick. Why? That's ridiculous. Pass, fail, record. HDMI. Look at that. There you go, the resolution. You can set the resolution up to 1280 by 720, which I believe is more than this screen. So, I'd be interested to see, I won't do it now, it's too much dicking around. I'd be interested to see if you actually get more stuff on the screen using an external HDMI monitor. That'd be nice. What would have been even nicer is if they had a full HD option and it actually scaled the UI to match the external monitor. That would have been a killer feature. That would have been absolutely killer feature. But if that does actually go up to 1280 by 720, I believe the screen is like, you know, 1000 by 1000 by 600 or something. I don't believe it's 720. So I believe it's less than that. So there you go. You can have them on at the same time. The external HDMI. Oh, I could do that, couldn't I? It's already, oh God, I'm 27 minutes into this video. And, well, okay, let's menu off. We're running. Okay, logic analyzer. Oh, there we go. We've automatically turned all our channels on by default. I assume that we can we invalid configuration? Yeah, you can probably size normal, small, medium, or large. Not small or medium. Can't get our large. I guess we can do that if arrange. Wow, it's slow. D0 to D15 or D15 to D0. Okay. Not quite sure I see the point. Anyway, it's got full voltage threshold triggering. Very nice. You can adjust that. There you go. It's got the presets for your CMOS and PECL and everything else. Is anyone still using PECL? I don't know. Could be. Where was I? Yeah, logic analyzer. Oh, it's kind of dicky. All right. Select on off, so we can turn them on off. We can label them. I assume that we'll have a pop-up keyboard with the label in. We can group them, which is nice. We can group them into a bus. Yep, that's it. Yep, we can group them into a bus. Nice. We can change all the colors. So I assume that we can decode it on a bus and things like that. So you can define, you know, which of your 8 channels, your 8-bit data bus or whatever. Decoding, all right, parallel decoding, that's what your bus grouping is for. So there you go. RS-232, I2C, SPI. Let's have a look at the SPI. It'd be nice if you can assign the SPI through to the channels here. Bus status. On, let's see if you can. Mode. Yes, it's got a timeout mode, which means you don't have to use the clock. You don't have to use the whatchamacallit. And let's have a look. Threshold. Okay, so we can set our threshold kilovolts. Yeah, I'm going to set my threshold to nanovolts and kilovolts. Thanks for that. And Yes, yes, you can select, so you don't have to use up your digital channels. In fact, you don't even have to buy, well, yeah, you got to buy the digital, right? Because it comes, you got to buy the license option. See, that would have been nice if it just came, I'm assuming it doesn't, given that it's a separate license option, but if it does, please forgive me, that it has, why can't it just come with like basic SPI, like serial and decoding and stuff like that on just the analog channels? And if you want to buy the digital inputs, well, you buy those separately, and then you have like a mixed, you know, like a true 4 analog channel plus 16 mixed signal. You pay for that. But by default, it'd be nice if they just enabled the analog channels like that. So for our chip select and our, so mode select, so timeout mode, there you go. So we can time out, so you don't need the chip select. So you can get away with just clock and data using 2 of the channels. But if you've got the digital option, what's the, anyway. Decoding, right. So we can set up 4 different decoders, presumably at the same time. That's nice. I wonder if they're all hardware stuff. So bus decoding, boom, width. Okay, so we can set our data width to arbitrary. Option disabled. Yeah, no, width, 8. Why doesn't it let me change it? Oh, channel. Okay, we can change the endian. Polarity, that's about it. Okay, that's our clock. Oh, logic analyzer, decoder. That's what I want. Anyway, that's probably enough dicking around with this. I need to hook up like actual real things. I'm not going to bother with this. It's just a quick first impressions video. Display. Got our event table. Event table on. There's our event table. Nice. Packets, details. Nice. The payload. And that's the decode 4. That's using our 4th group, is it? Can we drag that? Yeah, we can drag them around. Nice. Can drag that anywhere on screen. That's pretty neat. Advantage of the touch screen. Oh, by the way, does it have zone triggering? Let's check. Okay, let's bugger off this logic analyzer rubbish. But bugger off the decoder. Why can't I just turn off the decoder? Oh, that's super frustrating. What? I got to turn, like, why can't I double click? Why can't I double press on that like I can with the logic analyzer to turn it on and off? That's ridiculous. Anyway, you got to do standard math stuff. Can you do arbitrary, can you do formulas? Okay, integrals, differentials, square roots. I've done a thing on why the integrals are useful on a scope. That's nice. I can do software, low pass, high pass, band stop, AX plus B. Okay. That's very nice. I like that. You can do the FFT. It doesn't have a... Oh, yeah, it did have an FFT button over here, didn't it? There you go. Try that. Hello. Oh, okay. It just calls up the menu. It's just basically a shortcut to them. We have 4 different types of FFTs. Really? Really? Wow. There we go. Should probably turn the modulation off, shouldn't we? So if we go over there and settings, modulation, type. No. How do I turn modulation off? None. There we go. None. All right. So that's just our sine wave. There we go. And we'll get more FFT as we get more stuff. Oh, there we go. Don't know how many points it is. Is it a 1,000,000 point FFT? I'm not sure. Anyway. FFT. Operation. Scale. Auto scale. Boom. More. dB, dBm. Volts RMS. Start in. Peak search. Start in. Han in. We've got all the regular windows, no doubt. More. Give me more. Display on. What's that? Display off. What's it displaying? Oh, and no, sorry, no, we're back to we can change the color as well. If that pisses you off. All right. No, hang on. Let's get back here. All right. So can we turn on two at a time? So A plus B, right, on. There we go. Yep, we can turn on multiple ones. Did it slow down there at all? I'm not sure. There you go. So I've added that. That's all right. So we can do 4 math operations. That's pretty sweet. We can do all your regular reference stuff. I couldn't be bothered trying that. Search and, of course, the zoom. Yep, the zoom window operates exactly as you'd expect. Does that slow down anything? So, see, our FFT won't update if we're continually, like, operating the control, scrolling it like that. So, obviously, the operating system detects that, well, you know, it's too busy processing the knob, then updating this. So, obviously, the processor's doing that, the same processor that's handling the user interface. So they haven't, it's not like, say, on the Keysight scope where it does all the FFT and everything all in hardware, serial decoding all in hardware, and doing the controls does nothing. So this is all done in the same processor. So that's interesting. So what else have we got? I don't know. Yeah, as I said, I don't like the fact that it doesn't show your memory depth up there. There's plenty of room on the screen. You can bugger off the Rigol. It's already got Rigol here. We don't need Rigol there as well, but I guess if you get a screenshot, you know, you want to have the Rigol branding on it. It doesn't have the date. Down here, it's got the time. Doesn't have the date. That's not good for documentation purposes. Has that got, let's screen off? Can we? Show time on. Okay, so we can turn it off if you don't like the time. That's neat. But you can't turn on the date. The date is there, but you can't turn it on. They've got room down there, unless they display something else, but why wouldn't you do it by default? Anyway, that's it'd be nice to have the date on there for documentation. I'd rather have the date than the time, actually. So, yeah. It's a bummer. Oh, well. There we go. Oh, and navigation. Oh, I couldn't be bothered dicking around with that now. Okay, we've got two. So we've got 2 signal gens. They're 2 separate signal gens, are they? Can we align phase? That's what I was looking for. Hello, align phase with, like, okay, that's kind of like start phase 0, right? So we should be able to offset. Yeah. Okay, so we should be able to offset the phase of those 2 signals. So if we turn on channel 2, oh no, I'd have to set them all to both. Anyway, I'm going to assume, I won't bother dicking around trying to find another cable. I'm going to assume that you can set, that's what that is for. You can actually set the phase offset between the 2. So you can do some nice stuff with that. I like it. So it's a shame that it's not built in, because if this was 2,700 US bucks, Yankee bucks, and you got the and you got like dual waveform gens, like even if it was like 100 megahertz bandwidth, fine. If it was 4 channels, dual wave gens, and some serial decoding just on these channels. Okay, I know it costs extra for the hardware probes and everything, and that's fine, no worries. But, you know, if you just got the ability to do some serial decoding on these analog channels, as I said, SPI you can just do on 2 here, and you still got 2 analog channels for other stuff. Then that, if they had that for 2,700 bucks, that would be killer. That would be very nice, I think. Of course, there are other options in this sort of price range. If you're looking to spend 2,700 bucks on a scope, you can buy you can either get a 4-channel basic version of this at 100 megahertz bandwidth, right? But you do get your 10 gig samples per second, and the highest time base, of course, is going to be, what is it? It'd be less than a nanosecond. Where is it? Where's our time base? Oh, there it is, 500 nanoseconds. Oh no, because we're in zoom mode. It's bugger off zoom mode. There we go, 500 puff. Yep, I thought it'd go below 1 nano. So that's very nice. That is very nice. And if you get that for $2,700, but you could buy a higher bandwidth 4-channel scope in a lower one that only went to, say, 300 megahertz maximum or 200 megahertz maximum. You can get more bang per buck, but you've got to trade off how much expandability you want in the future. I mean, this thing, you can expand it to 2 waveform gens. You can expand it up to 500 meg of sample memory, which is incredible. I think I saw that they were giving away the 500 meg sample memory if you bought the 500 megahertz bandwidth model that we've got here. But this goes up to, this fully optioned up is 12K, I believe, of that order. I don't know if that includes all the other options as well, but we'd have to have a look at it. But basically the 4-channel, 500 megahertz with the MSO and everything else, I think is around 12 grand. That sounds like a lot, but that's actually competitive compared to the Keysight and the tech offerings. So, yep. Power status. Switch off. What? Switch on. Power status. I don't understand. What? Power on. You can power on default or the last setting. That's very nice. Key locker. You can bugger that off if you're using it via remote terminals and you don't want people dicking around with it. If you've got it set up on a bench and you've got it set up on an experiment and you're remotely programming and controlling that, you want to do the key lock thing. And self-cal and stuff like that. Please disconnect all channels. You just get rid of everything. And window, open, start. There you go. Doing our calibration. What do we get on screen? Yep, there we go. It's generating test signals and stuff. Nice. 0%. Geez, we could be waiting for a while. But yeah, 42 minutes this video's been going for. Sorry. So I'll just let this finish and waffle on until it's done. And so, yeah, like $2,700 up to 12 grand, but at the $2,700 mark, it's still significantly cheaper than the equivalent 4-channel 100 meg bandwidth Keysight 3000 and the MDO, Tech MDO on there. So it seems reasonably fast. I think it's still, they really need to design someone properly for the user interface. I don't mind the layout. You've got all the individual separate controls. They feel all right. I just like the colors look just a bit gimmicky. I'm not really impressed by that. So, fan noise, by the way. You can hear it. It's not overly loud, but it's certainly not quiet. So if you're using it in a quiet lab or at your office desk or whatever, you know, in a room that's otherwise silent, yeah, you're going to hear it. So it doesn't feel hot going out the back. No, it seems all right. Wow, self-calibration's taken a while, isn't it? Wow, look, it's going to town. It doesn't say I can't touch the operation disabled. Anyway, it's it seems reasonably fast. It's got a ridiculous amount of memory in it. It's got the new custom Rigol ASIC chipset in there. It's not an FPGA. It's a custom ASIC that they've been developing for many years, which is fantastic. That will, I'm absolutely sure, eventually flow down into mid-range. Well, this is like a mid-range scope. It will eventually flow down into lower range scopes like, the 1000 series or something like that eventually, I'm sure, once, because they've got to get their money back on that ASIC. So they'll be using that for many years to come. I mean, look at Keysight. They've been milking the MegaZoom 4 ASIC for what? That's at least 8 years old now. Is it 9? It might even be 9 years old, like 8, I think, at least. So yeah, they've been milking that for so long. And that's what happens. You know, you've got to amortize that cost over all that time. I'm not going to wait until, assuming this is linear, this could take forever. Wow. But yeah, it's very nice to be able to have a scope in this sort of like, you know, medium sort of price range, and optioned up. Hacks, I don't know. I'm sure someone will eventually hack it. I'm pretty sure it's software option. You buy the 100 megahertz version, you get the 500 meg bandwidth in there, and people have hacked other Rigol scopes, so I have no doubt this one will eventually be hacked, but probably not as quickly as the other one, because, you know, you've got to pony up $2,700 to get a base model of this, just so you can hack around and figure out how the hack works and stuff like that. So, you know, it's much easier to hack a $400 unit, because then there's a lot of people out there who'll just go buy a $400 unit and start hacking away. But yeah, this looks really nice. I'm sure the teardown is very good. I have to do a separate teardown video, and I will do a proper review video on this, I hope. But it's going to take a while. But look at it, like, just this dinky user interface, like the graphic, like they've just got the wave on the thing there, and look at the fonts, right? This font, I think, is different to these fonts they use here. And then they've got like lowercase here, that, you know, uppercase scale. Is this a different font again? Is that a different font again? Like, how many fonts are they using on this thing? I don't know. Does anyone want to count the number of different, like, and then down here, right? These G's, right? Check out the G's. That's like a different font again. And that's different to the, oh no, they're kind of sort of matching it down there, are they? Sorry. And like, it's just all over the shop. It's like, I can't design user interfaces for shit, of course, but, and like, yeah, I think they need to hire a proper industrial designer to sort of get that right. And sort of, you know, this trigger over here, this one's vertical, this one's on an angle, this one's flat, and they've tried to put some shading. Look, they've put shading on this side and that side, this like subtle blue shade in there. Like, what the hell's going on? Anyway, you know, a lot of people say, well, who cares what the scope looks like? Does it perform, and does it offer good value for money? I don't know. I'm going to sit down and do a proper review and use this thing, but it seems reasonably responsive so far, and but that's what I'd expect. It's a new ASIC chipset. It's fast. It's 600,000 waveform updates per second. I'm sure we can get that through to the pass-fail, through the trigger-out option, and we can actually measure that. I didn't see that it... can we just turn it off like halfway through? I don't want to do that. I might like bugger it. I don't want to take this. I'm going to have to leave it going. So I'm going to quit this. This has been 50 minutes. And what else have we got? Like, that navigator's a different font again. Is it like, I don't know. It's all over the shop. Anyway. Yeah. Can't touch that. We can't do anything. Anyway, that's a first look at the new Rigol MSO7000 series scope. Did a look at the probes. You know, the probes they are what they are. You know, auto ×10 interface. I'm sure they're just fine for an entry level. Not exactly low capacitors. Like, if you compare them to, say, like the real expensive tech ones, for example, that might have, like, you know, 5 puff input capacitance, like, there's no contest, really. But, yeah, these will probably do. And what else have we got? Decoding. No, it's just yet a lower price point for a ridiculously large memory depth, and the sample rate is, you know, 10 gig samples per second. Very impressive. I wonder if they're interleaving that, you know, if they've got, like, you know, a couple of ADCs in interleave doing that. That'd be interesting to find out. We may not find that out for the teardown. Rigol would probably have to tell us how that's been implemented, but that's a bloody fast sample rate. Very impressive. So you've got 20 times the maximum bandwidth. And the thing is, I believe if you buy the 100 megahertz version, you still get your 10 gig samples per second, I think. Don't quote me on that. So that is phenomenal to get that sort of sample rate. Very impressive. And with the standard 100 meg memory depth, wow. Oh, whoa. No, I just heard all the relays click. We're up to 19%. Anyway, I think I'm done. That's the MSO5000. I can't give it a verdict yet. It doesn't suck. There's nothing. Hasn't crashed on me. It's fairly responsive so far. Seems to do the business. Seems to operate. The user interface is quite usable. Don't have a problem with it. I'm finding stuff. No problems whatsoever. Yeah. Let me know what you think down below. And I'll hopefully follow up with... although I've got a lot of stuff going on at the moment. So I don't know when... That's why I'm doing this. Don't know when I'm going to be able to get around to the teardown and the full review, which takes a long time to do a review. Anyway, hope you liked it. Catch you next time.